Hey guys, so welcome to Cloud Learning. In this video, today we are going to learn about Python. Basically, what we are doing that I am giving you this Python introduction, and most of you already might be know that Python is very popular these days. Once this cloud era has started, now it is very much popular. Cloud era and mobile applications. So many applications, many mobile applications and web applications, cloud applications, data analytics, machine learning. It is using everywhere, right? So that's why it is very important now. And if you are working with any tool like AWS or any cloud computing tool, this is also very much in use, and you need to learn basically. So this is so much strong language, and if you are making career in IT, so it is like in must now, right? These days it is kind of a must thing which you need to know. So just let's start and let's know about this, and I think this short session will going to be very helpful for you. Thank you. So Python introduction. So basically the first thing that because if we talk about coding part, right, and if anytime we are talking about programming, like my case also, right, I normally when used to see that okay, I have to do write the programs, or when I was doing MCA, right. So programming is something like when you come to see, so using that it is not useful, right, and you shouldn't use that one. But after 12 year experience, you know that that comes to know, I strongly found that uh, programming or coding you must know, right, because you are developing anything, so it will give you a lot of satisfaction. And one more thing now, that now these days programming become very easy, right? There are generation 1 2 3, now generation 4. So kind of this, there are different kind of languages or different kind of generation is coming. So over the generation, like the programming or writing the code become very easy task, right? Earlier it used to be a very tough task, normally a tedious task, right? You have to create logic for all the things, you miss something, kind of this. But now the things become very easy, and writing the code become very easy, kind of just say writing a statement kind of things, right? So if you are just kind write, you are writing kind of like if you have to print, right, so you can just type the print hello, and that word got print, right? So n number of things related to that, programming becoming now very easy, or comparatively very easy, right? So believe me, if you are 6th class onwards, right, you can do programming or you can learn Python, right? In many classes, many schools now, it is part of them. When your student, when your son or daughter, or when your child basically taking the computer education, so they are basically providing Python classes or some language classes, but Python is very good to learn. So if you have completed 6th class and if you have that knowledge, you can start learning, right? So if the most thing which is the most important thing which is required is your interest part. Or if you are a BTech, MC engineer, right? So and still you are, you know, that having the hitch that you can't learn programming or it will be very tough. So believe me that this course is going to be very easy, and in very simple way I will try to teach, and you will learn definitely very easily and with simple concepts, right? So if you are 6th class onwards, or if you are a BTech, BCom student, MCA student, definitely you can do. If even you are a IT professional, you are most welcome. You will enjoy these sessions. Okay. Now, how so that why I am saying that Python is very easy language? Because, or as I'm saying that programming become very easy, I am giving you one example. Like if you go to Java or C++, the object oriented programming, Python is also a object oriented programming language and procedural language as well, right? So what is the difference between that, we will discuss about that. But like in Java, if you have to type hello world, right, so you have to give this syntax, like you need to define one class, or in C++ as well. and you need to define the argument type, like what kind of argument you are going to pass, it is a string or that one, you need to define that, right? Then you print, correct? Then you need to compile, and then you will get the result. In Python, this thing is very simple. You just type print hello and it will type the print one. The thing is, beauty is that this is doing all these things in the back end, right? So print function basically is working now, and you just pass the argument and it will do the things for you. So, but you don't need to define each and everything like in Java or C++. So simply you type print hello, follow the syntax and enter. That is done. Put the semicolon here if required. Then Python features. So what are Python features? Basically, why it is so popular? Because it is easy in coding, right? Kind of statements you are typing, similar way you can use the Python, right? So quite easy. Case sensitive. So it is a case sensitive language. You need to take this in your mind while writing the code, that it is case sensitive. Case sensitive means that if there is a variable a which is in caps and there is a variable a which is in small, so these are basically two different variables, it is not the same variable, right? So if you put different values into that, the result also will be different. Cross platform, that means that it can integrate it with some other platform, right? It is not like that it is dependent on one platform. It is dependent, it can be easily mixed with different platforms like Linux, Windows. It is popular and it is compatible with all the platforms. Open source. So it is open source, basically that open source, you know that the code is basically used to be available, and it can be anybody can, you know, that update the code, and it is easily redistribute. You can redistribute basically. So it is a open source software. It is not like that there is that it is the property of some particular company or particular organization. Not kind of this. It is redistribute, so you can update the code as well if you can make it better. The code is available how it is used, so it is open source and you can easily utilize this. Procedure oriented approach as well as object oriented approach. So it supports both approaches. So like if you are a Java developer or if you are a C++ developer, you can easily go with it because it also support object oriented approach, right? Procedure oriented approach, what is the meaning of procedure oriented approach? This means that you are it is executing the statements, or it is executing the code line by line. So if it is executing the code line by line, we say procedural oriented approach, right? So once you execute the code, it just execute line by line, right? Another approach is like object oriented. So if you need to use object oriented approach, it will also support that one. Interpreter based programming language, that means that it interpret line by line, right? As I said, that line by line. So whatever the first code is written in one line, that will execute first, then second line, then third line. Other languages like C++, Java, they use compiler based. So first you have to write the complete code, right? It is not like that you write single line and it will execute. Not like that. You have to write the complete code, then you have to compile it, then you can run it, right? So there are number of things included in other languages, but here the benefit is that you can execute the output line by line. Embedded programming language, that means you can integrate it with Java language, or you can integrate it with .NET code if required, right? So this give you great flexibility, right? If some Java code is there and you want to that Java code and the Java developer has left, and you want to you have Python developer, you can use that code in Python as well, right? So you can integrate that one. There is some .NET code is written in, any application is written in .NET, and you want to update that application in Python, so you can do that. So such kind of flexibility it used to provide. Then dynamic type programming language. So again, like it makes the things very easily. Like if you have put one variable like number, right, and you give value there 10, so, or if you give a variable a and there you give value 10, so a is equal to 10, so what it will do, that variable a type will be integer. If you are writing a word there like hello world, so it will understand automatically. You don't need to define that variable type, that it is a string or it is integer, it should accept this volume, no such things required, it understood automatically, right? So this kind of flexibility it used to provide, thereby it is called dynamic. Like if you are giving a dynamic integer number, then it is setting up the type as integer. If you are writing in float number, so it is automatically taking the number as a float. So kind of such things this provides. So this is in whole, this makes the life very easy, and coding and writing the code quite easy, right? So let's again go through it. Easy coding, can easily write. Case sensitive, it is case sensitive. Cross platform, can work on any platform like Windows, Linux and others. Open source, it is very easily available and you can improve it if you want to do, and it is very easily available for it is not like a propriety of a single organization. Procedural oriented approach as well as it support object oriented approach. Interpreter based programming language, that means execute the code line by line. Embedded programming languages can be is quite compatible with Java code and .NET code as well. And dynamic programming languages like take the things according to its value. Now use cases. So this is the most interesting part. Like normally because normally I used to provide AWS code, as you can see. So it is in very much used in AWS with the help of Boto library. Boto libraries comes which give AWS commands in Python, and it is used in DevOps, it is used in web applications a lot, data science, artificial intelligence, data analytics, machine learning, mobile development, blockchain, robotics, Internet of Things, testing, big data. So you can see that almost in all the fields Python development is happening, right? And it has big success, right? So if you want to make career in IT industry, Python should be, I believe, your choice to learn and to start. So it will make your chances very high to grow and get success in IT industry. Okay, so we will see in the next video like how to do the Python installation. Right now Python 3.8 version is going on, 3.8.5 as of now I'm seeing, but for the easiness I mentioned there that Python 3.7 or above you should have. Git bash is basically a versioning tool, and when you are doing development it is very good practice to use the git bash. So I am showing that how you can install the git bash as well. And then for the writing the code, I am using Visual Studio Code. It is recommended, you can use it. Sublime Text is also very popular because these provide a lot facility like understanding your code in easy color code and number of such things, like whatever the language you want to use, it will provide the help on that. So Visual Studio Code is very much popular. Sublime Text, you can also use Notepad, but that is kind of make the things very tedious, and that's why I suggest you to use Visual Studio Code or Sublime Text at least for the writing the code. Okay, so I hope this information is useful for you, and in the next video let's see how to install Python, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.